Goonie affiliated.
I drink till I'm drunk, smoke till I'm high. Castle on the hill.
I didn't even start from the beginning. Hold on, I ain't even started from the beginning. Let's see what. It's a new song right here. JT put me onto it.
I drink till I'm drunk, smoke till I'm high. Castle on the hill. Wake up in the sky. You can't tell me I ain't fly. You can't tell me I ain't fly.
I like that beat.
I know I'm super fly. I know I'm super fly. He's lovely. That's my day off. Fuck with me. Out here with the moves, like I invented smooth. You can't tell me I ain't fly.
Don't sound like it, do it.
I know I'm super fly. I know I'm super fly. I stay fresh as hell. Take a pic, I might as well. Hell, drop the top and take a selfie. My car drives itself. I got white girls blushing, homie. College girls rushing on me. All my diamonds custom, so they clutching and they touching on me. Ooh, think it's vegetables. Ooh, think it's edible. Ooh, it's incredible. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I smell like fun. Number 996.
That's my song right now.
I like that. Nice pick. Welcome, everybody. This is another episode of the More Life Podcast. If you haven't realized already, I am your host with the most. There it is, Mr. Wynn. And to my right is my co-host, Mr.
JT Money with no money.
With all the money.
Broke. Broke bitches.
We are back again with another episode. This is number 21.
21 in prime, baby.
Episode 21.
Deion say he'll pull up in
Deion supposed to be pulling up in a minute, so we're gonna keep it crispy. Get this thing going. 21. We made it 21 episodes, man.
21 episodes.
That's crazy. That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. And year's almost over.
The year's almost over. We're gonna keep this thing rolling though. Want to just say thank you to everyone tuning in. What's that? What?
Snake eyes. Ones and ones.
All right. I hear you on the dice. Throwing them bones.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I feel you. But once
I know
again,
a little something about dice. Just a little.
I see you got your knowledge up. Thanks for everybody though joining us again with another episode. Guess we'll go ahead and jump on anything. JT, how you been, man? Everything good?
Gucci.
Haven't spoken to you in a while. Everything you say Gucci, huh? Just like the intro song.
Gucci.
Shouts out to JT.
Yeah, I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
I should have hit your ass up this weekend. You know why?
What? Why?
Because you lost.
This man finds joy in me losing fantasy football. I never understand.
Because you whooped me and Mr. Cole.
I did. Early on in the season, I did. You're right.
So I feel like I can
So
get redemption
it's a bit of revenge for you. You know, they do say that revenge tastes, sweet?
Sweet. It might be bitter, but it's going to be sweet.
Or something like that. So, but everything's good with me. Everything's good with you. So that's good to hear. Good to know. You know, lately, this past month, we're in the month of October, and I'm honestly feel like I should have been already brought this up, but I just wanted to, say that we acknowledge it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We don't usually, or we haven't spoken about that this month.
Yeah,
watching the football games and on a regular basis, it kind of reminds you, those guys wearing pink all the time. So I was watching the game the other night and I noticed it. And I'm like, dang, we never even touched on that subject, and that's a big thing in the community.
Yeah, it is.
So I thought that we should, touch on that and just acknowledge it and bring some more awareness to it. We're in a point where it's things going on where they, everybody's wearing all this pink to try to bring more awareness to the issue of breast cancer and the awareness of it. So why not do our part, and bring a little. Do you
save the boobies?
Save them. I know that's right. That's the actual motto too. That's funny.
Hooters motto.
What do you have anybody in your family or anybody in your past friends? Anybody who was?
Yeah, I know a couple people. Definitely, it runs definitely big on my mom's side of the family.
Okay.
And I know a few people personally that has survived and still even going through it.
That's dope.
So, keep pushing, keep fighting.
Oh yeah, shouts out to all of the women going through that struggle. Just want to show some support, man, because it's crazy. This whole cancer thing, it's crazy. It's ugly and it's unfortunate. So, thoughts and prayers out to anybody who's affected by that or anybody who knows anyone who's affected by it. On a lighter note, I was on Netflix last night, and I noticed a documentary on there that I didn't know was there, for one thing, and for two, I did not know that it was even made. I'm talking about the Quincy Jones documentary.
Yeah, I seen you had posted about it. I'm probably gonna check it out now. I didn't know about it either.
It was amazing, man. I watched it.
He's a legend, so
definitely a legend.
You would think you would have heard about it,
right? It seemed like it wasn't really any promotion behind it, or maybe I just live under a rock. One or the other.
The first one.
Okay. We'll go with that.
I mean, you do live on the rock.
I do.
The first one.
1373 Rock Avenue, if you wanted to know.
That ain't the address you told me.
But, yeah, that was an awesome documentary, man. And it was one of those situations where I was just scrolling through, seeing what was, on there and all
Trying
that.
to find something
to watch. And I saw the name, and I was just like, oh, what's this? You know what I'm saying? Recognized the face, and I clicked on it. Turns out, one of the best documentaries I've ever seen, man. I like the way they put it together, man. They showed him, a lot in his private moments where you could really get a real sense of who he was as a person. Just like you said, legend, living legend. And watching him at his age do as much as he does, even still to this day, is nothing short of amazing. I ain't gonna say I always knew who he was, but I was introduced to Quincy Jones when I was pretty young through a show that I love and always will, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Watching that show, that's how I kind of really got introduced to him, because I wasn't really into the music thing early. A lot of people, you probably got into him with the Thriller album or maybe even something before that, because he, come to find out, did a lot.
A lot with Michael,
and even before then. But, watching that documentary really opened my eyes to how legendary this man really is. Mm-hmm. Because I'm talking about, this dude has opened doors for our people that we didn't even know he opened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because it happened so long ago. This man been around for a while. It was one part on there where he was talking about being a teenager and making music with Ray Charles when Ray Charles was a teenager. So that lets you know, this was a long time ago.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So since you watched it, what type of documentary is it? Is it like how they did the new editions and?
Oh no, it's
or is it actually like a documentary of him talking and explaining stuff from the past?
It's not even
up to there now.
It's not even like that, honestly. I would say it's a mixture of both. And what I mean by that is, with the new edition story, it was telling about their lives and all that, and that's definitely what's going on in his documentary. It's telling you about his life and everything that he did throughout his life, but at the same time, they're not acting. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of a documentary in that aspect, but he's not the narrator. Well, he is the narrator, but it's not like he's talking to the camera. You see him, they got camera. It's like,
so it's more like an Unsongs documentary.
I've never seen that.
Oh, you never seen Unsongs?
But basically, the camera's just following him around. Basically, I don't watch TV if it ain't on Netflix or internet. But anyways, camera's following him around. He got his daughters hanging out with him every now and then. They show him going to different events and stuff like that. Okay. So and then it's tight how they do it, because it'll be like 5 minutes of him narrating his life like he's reading from a book, and then it'll be 5 minutes of him living life right now, and then it'll go back to 5 minutes of him narrating his life. Man, grew up in Chicago. Work with people, I was surprised to see this man work with Frank Sinatra. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, if you know anything about Frank Sinatra, you know that he was making music when black people weren't really accepted, in this country. Yeah. Especially in music, like, I remember.
And he was like one of the greatest.
Yeah, at that time, he was considered one of the greatest artists in the world at that time. So to be a black man in that, we talking about 50s, 60s, whatever, have you during this time, to be as an important figure like that for a guy like Frank Sinatra, you producing his music, your name is on his albums. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In the 50s, when black people can't even go in the same bathroom with a white person. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing to see that, and to, like I said, really open my eyes to how legendary this man is. And then on top of that, like we was talking about earlier with the whole Michael Jackson situation, he spoke about how he met Mike on the set of The Wiz. You ever saw The Wiz? Mm-hmm. Awesome movie. Shouts out to that. Classic movie. met Mike on the set of The Wiz, and they were just talking, and he said Mike just, I guess he liked his vibe or whatever. He was just like, look, I'm looking for a producer for my next album. You think you can help me out with that? And Quincy was like, he saw something in him, and so he wanted to see what he could do with him. End up turning Michael into one of the biggest acts in the world. His album, that Thriller album, sold more albums than any other album. That's what they said on the documentary. Any other album ever. And so that let you know they had a good vibe. They got in their studio and they made some classic, timeless music that has lasted through decades. You know what I'm saying? And which shows how powerful, that man's mind is. I mean, that man was writing music. Like today we write lyrics to music. This man was literally writing music. Like the notes. I was like, what? Whoa. That's not something you see every day.
No. That's a loss of art.
Very lost.
Definitely if you're a music person, that's a very lost art. Like, they don't do that no more.
And I'm not even a music person, so imagine how blown away I am.
Like, everything's now you can do it on Pro Tools.
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever the software program is now. They're not literally writing it, hitting keys on the piano.
Right.
And then writing it, and then hitting some more keys, and writing it again, or getting a guitar, and, okay, yeah, that sounds good, and writing it. They don't do that no more.
Yeah.
Everything's automatic.
Like you say, it's a lost art, man. I really feel like that is a good piece of argument for anybody who wanted to make a case that music was better back in the days of soul music and funk music and the original R&B music, jazz. You'll have a lot of people out there who will try to make that case. The older heads, some younger people. But definitely the older heads. Mm-hmm. And, they'll tell you that their music is the greatest music. And it's a reason for that. Because it was original.
It was original. And you really had to
you really had to
have skills for it.
You really had to know the music. I mean, they was using words I never even heard when he would talk to other music people about music. And I'm just like, wow, this dude, it's mind-blowing. So shout out to Quincy Jones, man. I feel like I even learned from the documentary. I learned some things.
You probably did.
He's a very wise man. Very wise.
He had to be, to do the things he did.
Say it.
So, like I said, he's a legend. Definitely in the music. Like, he's probably one of the top producers of all time.
Definitely, no doubt about it.
So, and he worked with a lot of superstars over his time.
I could make a case. Well, I guess it probably wouldn't be a good case, but there's an argument that Quincy Jones is the reason why Michael Jackson got as big as he did. Now,
I feel like he probably was.
You could make the argument that him and his brother's success kind of sparked it, and because they were a household name already. But when he got with solo, Quincy, but he was already solo. That's the thing.
No, I'm saying when he went solo and worked with Quincy,
it took him to a new level.
It was like
people started looking at this man different. Like Michael, like he was this little innocent little boy, and now he's this pop king. Yeah. And I don't know if another producer would have been able to do that with him. Maybe not. We'll never know. But I'm glad Quincy got hold to him.
We would never know.
Speaking of Netflix, man, I know you heard.
Yeah.
They canceled Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, Iron Fist.
What is going on over there?
The New Black.
Damn, they did that too. I didn't know they did that one.
All of it, back to back.
Back to back.
Back.
What's up with that?
I don't know, man. I was surprised. Well, the first one I heard was Iron Fist. Mm-hmm. I wasn't too surprised on that one because a lot of people don't like the story. They feel like it's too slow. But I feel like with Luke Cage, when I heard that, I was like, damn, Luke Cage too, nigga? Yeah. Like, that's a big one because I feel like they have a big, strong, more, I guess you would say, what is the word I'm looking for? Audience.
Okay, yeah.
That watched that one more than all the others.
I found that out when the news broke. I didn't realize that the audience was that big. Yeah. But it is. It's huge.
And I feel like why would you do it?
It's crazy.
I feel like the audience season 2 was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. And I read some things. So it was
like
they had a few people speak out on it, like a producer from the show or a writer or something like that. Let me see who it was. Said the executives were having creative differences. The Marvel executives and the Netflix executives couldn't agree on what to do with the show.
Terms.
Yeah, different terms. Like one thing I read was they were planning on changing. One side wanted to change it from 13 episodes to 10 episodes per season, and they couldn't come to terms with that. So it's like, damn, y'all can't agree with each other. Because I can imagine what these tight suit wearing, slick haircut having motherfuckers, they getting in any big offices and they arguing because they want things to go a certain way, and then when it's not going a certain way, they just throw the whole thing away. This show was a great show. I mean, it had its corny moments. A lot of people I noticed said they didn't like how he was trying to be like a YouTuber on the recent season.
Well, I don't see why they didn't like it, but that's the way life is now.
Yeah. Like, that's the world we live in.
Everything get filmed.
Yeah, so
quick and hurry.
A lot of people say they didn't like that, but at the end of the day, a lot of people still watched it. So it's an impactful show. A lot of
people can't really say. If they do say that, but they still watching it. Like they literally watching YouTube. Like, people do stuff like that. And they watching it. Like,
yes, that's
an everyday thing. Of course, they
YouTube
making it modern. TV. So.
But yeah, I see that a lot of people like to watch it. I also see that a lot of times they have impactful topics on the show, especially dealing with the black community and the way of life in America for black people. And a lot of times I think that's good that shows do that. And it's like, this is because it's not a lot of shows that do that.
It's not.
And hold on, let me get this point out. So it's like, since it's not a lot of shows that do that, this is one of the few that does. We need to keep this motherfucker on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I go back to what you were just saying. It's like, I don't know if you ever caught it, but Black Lightning on CW.
Not yet.
Is a DC black African American character. And they do the same thing. They put like everyday life that, like up to date time frame of like everything that's going on. Like you got officers killing black kids or black people.
Current events.
Current events going on. They keeping it up to date. And you don't really get that many shows coming from a black perspective in urban life. You know what I'm saying? Because you normally get it the other way around.
That's true.
So like those shows, they're a big impact to our culture because we don't get to that much
at all.
We probably ain't had that since the early 90s anyway.
Right. So, with like Family Matters and Fresh Prince and those shows, but we don't have a lot of those shows now. Now all the shows with black people on them is people cussing each other out, throwing drinks on each other.
Yeah. Oh shit, she done checking the table.
BET got a new show out. I think that's BET. Something about hustle. I don't remember what it's called, but it looked like they're going to be fighting on there with each other. There's a whole bunch of, maybe 7 or 8 young black people.
I think it's BET. Or if it's not BET, it's like VH1.
It's like, come on, man. Come on. We can do other stuff, man. We ain't got to keep doing the same ratchet stuff over and over again. And, I mean, I get it. The networks is like, we making a lot of money off that ratchet stuff because y'all watching it. But it's like, man, at what point do we say, okay, it's not worth the money to ruin a whole culture?
Yeah, they just go back to us gots to do better. As a culture, you know what I'm saying? We educated now to an extent that we have the power, but we don't use the power.
Yeah, and then we got our kids soaking it up.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say now we, sending it down to our younger generations, and they feeling like it's okay. So to an extent, you got to step it up our game as a culture. And stay positive, you know what I'm saying? And send out positive vibes to the younger culture.
Teach them instead of
destroying them.
Yeah, because we're just making them more and more ignorant. We're putting that shit on. And the people that's getting paid off it, they don't care because they making so much money off of it. Like Mona Scott, the lady behind Love and Hip Hop, she making boatloads of cash behind it. But it's like, how many young black girls are you ruining with that show? But hey, who am I? I'm just a lowly reporter. What they say? I'm trying to think of that Superman line. I can't think of it now. But anyways,
come to you.
That video that you were watching earlier, right before we started, with Cardi B. Did you see all the stuff that was going on with that?
Nah, I ain't even know nothing about it. I'm assuming it's probably about the Queen. Queen podcast. I think because I've been saying that today too.
Yeah, I just saw it when I got off work.
I haven't really looked into it to see what was going on, but apparently it had to do with that. So, and that's Nicki. So
yeah, and you know what's crazy?
Obviously,
you know what's crazy? Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, man, that shit been brewing. Like, the media and the internet and the fans have been brewing that pot for so long.
Like, that gumbo gonna be good.
I've literally, and I'll kid you not, I'm not playing. Literally, I could think back at least as far as a year. I've been seeing people on certain posts because I'm the type of guy. I'm weird, right? I like to read comments. I don't know why. I can't explain it. People I like to read them, like all of them. Not all of them, because some people be having like thousands. I don't read all of them. But if the post is good, that I know it's gonna spark arguments, I would go through it and read all that shit. And some of it be like funny. You know what I'm saying? Because people be going in. You know what I'm saying? Some people just, you be surprised
like
the things people say. So I've been seeing Cardi's fans and Nicki's fans brewing this beef. I've been seeing the media brewing it for the longest. And now, a few weeks ago, the whole thing happened at the whatever.
You got the Cardis and the Barbies.
And they just going at it all the time. And now it's so crazy because one of the Cardi B videos I saw was her saying, it's basically turned into like some he say, she say type stuff.
It's always been that he say, she say
type of stuff. But it's so crazy.
And
because they multi-millionaires.
Exactly.
Instagram boy.
And the part that gets me the most is like, y'all both was on a hit song.
Together.
Came
through dripping.
It wasn't that one.
Oh, they was on another song together?
That was on Sports.
Oh, yeah, I got them confused. My bad. I don't listen to it that much. Go ahead.
That's just Migos.
Yeah, that's all the same to me. Continue.
It is Migos. But they on a hit song together, and then all of a sudden, you start getting beef.
Right. But it was really before that now.
Huh?
It was really brewing before that.
Yeah, it was brewing because of the fact that, Cardi came out hot in the mud. Nobody really knew what the hell Nicki was at. Mm-hmm. Overseas, making money, probably.
But
who knows?
It's so crazy to see.
But it's just crazy.
To see two multimillionaires beef like schoolgirls. It's entertaining, I guess. To a certain extent, but it's
I ain't gonna say to a certain extent, to certain people. It's entertaining. Because to be honest, I like both of them.
Who doesn't?
And I like to see two successful black women or color of women, because I don't know what the hell Cardi is, but women do successful in this game because we don't have too many female rap artists that's big. Most of them are underground or, they on their way.
Yeah. So I hope they figure this thing out, man.
Hopefully it don't brew too worse.
It's so petty.
Yeah.
But they young. Well, Nicki older than me. I can't say she young. But Cardi's young. So I don't know. They getting a lot of money though. I just, everybody's different, but I just feel like that much money, I don't care. Who said what? Then they talking about a fight from a couple weeks ago. It's just like, but everybody's different.
Everybody, yeah. They should learn from the 90s about this beef shit.
Yeah. People lost their life. I was listening to another podcast with not Brilliant Idiots, with Nicki Minaj's, let me see, how can I say this? I was listening to another podcast with Nicki Minaj's label mate, Drake, the person he was beefing with.
Oh, yeah.
Pusha T. Yeah. Did you see that or hear that?
I heard about it. His little interview? Talking about that?
With Joe Budden.
Oh, no. Totally different interview. He had one with the King, Lebron.
No. Oh, Drake. No, I'm not talking about Drake. I'm talking about Pusha T.
Pusha T had one.
Yeah.
An interview with Joe?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Didn't hear about
I didn't see the Drake LeBron one.
Yeah. I heard about
I heard a lot about it. That's why I didn't, because I don't have HBO, so I ain't.
I just heard about it. But
they basically
had an interview?
Yeah, well, basically.
I want to know how this was.
Okay, let's get into it. Then.
It was on Joe Budden's podcast?
Yeah. But let's back it up real quick. So let's just go ahead and put it out there that we living in a crazy time, right? Because back, like you said, earlier in the 90s, hip-hop, they used to beef one way. And I guess it's cool now because it seems safer, so I guess I shouldn't complain. But it's just funny how people beef now.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beefing by uploading videos of themselves talking trash to Instagram, back and forth, or talking on the internet. These guys,
Twitter fingers.
Drake and Pusha T, they sent their diss records back and forth. whatever happened, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to keep my feelings to myself. But whatever happened that got in between their love back and forth that caused it to end, you know what I'm saying, whatever happened, it happened. And then it was over. And now it's like, okay, we're not going to make songs about each other, but let's do interviews about each other. So now it's like the beef has moved from the booth to the interview. Because Drake did his interview with LeBron, and he was talking about Pusha the whole time.
He was talking about the situation.
The situation.
Yeah, and what it all occurred.
Right. So it's to me, it's like instead of doing the diss record,
he didn't say nothing bad about him, but he was just saying about the songs.
But he was talking about it. That's my point.
He was talking about it.
When the whole thing is it was supposed to be over.
Yeah.
And then you bring it back up. So to me, it's like that's his way of throwing another diss at Pusha T without actually dissing him. Because like you said, he didn't say nothing bad about the guy. He ain't dissing him. But it's like a diss because I'm talking about the situation and I don't know. It's hard to explain. But then Pusha T turns around and goes on the Joe Budden podcast and he's talking about the situation from his perspective, not dissing Drake. But like I said, it's like is this what it's come to? You know what I'm saying? Doing interviews about, because I can't think of another rapper that, did a
interview,
an hour-long interview about a beef that was supposed to be over.
Yeah, because all the artists I know that did a rap beef, they murked them and it was over.
But that's just crazy to me. But that's the time, like you said, that's the times we living in.
Beef. That's
the times we living in, man.
Yeah. Since we're talking about beef, I know you got caught that 50 Cent Ja Rule thing.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Which part? Because they've been going back and forth for years.
Yeah. The recent, 50 Cent bought like 200
tickets.
200 tickets. So his
show in November.
Yeah, so his show can be empty.
20 tickets, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 20. Yeah. It might have been 20.
I don't know, whatever. But he bought a whole bunch of tickets so that the first couple of rows would be empty.
Yeah.
That's
petty shit right there. It is.
King petty, man. Like,
he is.
He's the king.
He got the title.
He's the petty king. He definitely is.
He does. Does have it.
It's funny you said that. I saw a meme on Instagram the other day that said, he was like, I finally understand why 50 Cent got shot 9 times. You get it? Because he didn't. I mean, he
pissed the motherfucker off.
He's that guy that you will shoot him 9 times. You don't take 9 shots to kill nobody.
No.
But you gonna 50 Cent the way he act.
Round.
That means you really upset. So that's funny.
I can believe that too.
You had to be something petty that he did.
Yeah, you don't be talking about my mom. I only can imagine. He's King Petty though.
Yeah. Instead of Fetty Petty.
50 Petty.
Hey man, you heard about Uber? Uber Eats?
What they about to do now? They about to shut down? Oh.
They're doing drones.
Interesting.
That's interesting, right?
Well, I think we kind of hinted previous shows before.
Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about drones and the way of going driverless and stuff. So I'm not surprised about that. When they say they're gonna start that?
Don't know. 2019.
Are they doing like the flying drones or?
No, they're doing the swimming drones.
The drone, like they got the little car drone, like the Pizza Hut thing. I mean,
that's not a drone.
What is it called though?
It's a car.
No, they call it something though.
What?
The other one. Not the car one. Drive by itself. The other one.
I don't know.
It's like a little box that just rides on the sidewalk. I don't know. Fuck it.
Yeah, because I don't even know what that is, but it might be. I never heard of that one. But yeah, 2019 they're supposed to start using the drones to deliver food.
That's like 2 months.
Yeah, well, it doesn't necessarily say January.
No, I'm just saying 2000.
I mean,
it could be coming soon. That's what I'm saying.
Is that really surprising though?
No, not really.
They ready to get this money. Every time I go somewhere,
money.
Zaxby's. I go to Zaxby's a lot.
You know what's getting me?
It's somebody in there from Uber Eats. that means these motherfuckers is getting it.
I think Uber Eats outdid Grubhub.
Probably did, because I don't ever hear nothing about Grubhub.
Yeah, I don't hear them no more.
But,
or Donnie Dash. I don't hear none of them no more.
I'm just surprised there's so many people.
DoorDash, not Donnie Dash.
Don't mind. Oh, they still around, DoorDash. I'm surprised that so many people don't mind having a stranger pick their food up. That fucks with me.
Definitely after. I remember I seen on, I think it was Instagram or Facebook, that the deliverer from Uber Eats was eating on their fries.
I mean, that's to be expected right there, man. That's to be expected.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't do it. And then
I couldn't do it.
I'm the type of person that I get my shit special. I'm like that special order kind of guy. And I'm particular about my special order. Mm-hmm. And so I have to... I gotta
check it.
I gotta check it. I have to put my eyes on it to make sure it's right.
I agree.
Because
I feel like that.
Fast food fuck up your order so much. It's not even funny.
I know when I order wings or to just go order my food, I gotta go see it. I gotta go, when I pick it up, I gotta see it.
Yeah. Because they can't make it right. I don't understand
if they don't make it right, you gotta make it right.
Simple stuff, too, like no bacon. What's hard about that?
No, what's hard about it when you go through the drive-thru and tell them no lettuce, no tomatoes, no onions, and you still get all that at the drive-thru. You there. And you repeated your order twice. So you told them twice.
I don't like it. I know a lot of times they be trying to be talking on their phone off in the kitchen, fucking around, playing around and shit, not paying attention, but I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I seen a post about McDonald's. McDonald's. It was a group of employees outside smoking on a blunt. Uh-huh. It was like the capture was like, this is why they ask you to repeat your orders over and over.
Yeah, they be all over that motherfucker.
They be gone.
Yes, I swear I've seen that shit. Taking an order, trying to pretend like they getting it all, and it's like I've seen people like maybe bagging up food. You're not even at the cash register. You bagging up food. Yes. What else? That's large tea. Okay. And then get back to the cash register and ask you to repeat it all. It's ridiculous.
Sad.
I don't understand why they can't get the shit right. Simple shit. And then, like I say, it's the age of technology, so you got a screen showing you what it says. Okay, no tomato. You see that, and you still put the tomato on it.
You hit this shit.
Oh, nah, he really want a tomato.
They go to the damn back and say no tomato, no bacon.
Yeah.
They still put it on.
And Zaxby's, they're yellow. They got, because I like my chicken when I get the salad. I like them to make the chicken well done, crispy. Right?
Crispy chicken, well done.
I mean, I damn near burnt, honestly. Mm-hmm. And if it burn it, I ain't gonna be mad.
They be on that mic like crispy chicken. Well done.
Well, nah, the one I go to, they ain't got no mic. What they do is they turn around and yell it at the kitchen. But it also, what I've noticed is they got a thing where they'll put in, it'll say, ask me. They have to put that in the order so the person in the kitchen will know to come ask the cashier, just in case the cashier don't, tell them. Mm-hmm. So every time, never fails, I see it. The cashier turn around, extra crispy on that chicken. The cook will be like, okay, get the chicken. That shit just as raw as hell. Did you even cook it? Did you cook it at all? I said extra crispy.
You know they young.
That shit came back white as hell.
You know they young. They don't know how to cook.
Sad. It's like they don't believe me. He won't really
South
want
Cobb
it.
driving.
No. Is it? Yeah. Atlanta Road, South Cobb? Or
yeah.
Atlanta
Road? Atlanta Road, Spring Street.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
They young over there.
Yeah.
They straight in Campbell. They halfway in Campbell, halfway out.
You ain't lying. And they be so chipper. Them and Chick-fil-A, man. I don't know where they find these high school kids at.
Chick-fil-A?
But they be so chipper and happy and helping.
Chick-fil-A?
But they still fuck your order up.
Chick-fil-A staff? I don't know where they find them people.
The top of the line.
They brainwash them people. They too cheap.
You might
and
be
they
right.
love their job.
You might be on to something. Let's get into this real quick. You might be on to something, because I've often wondered. But go ahead.
I ain't never seen nobody at Chick-fil-A look like they ain't never want to be there.
You ain't lying.
What a wonderful day at Chick-fil-A. How you doing? Like, come on now.
What a wonderful day at 8 o'clock in the morning. What a wonderful day.
What coffee are you drinking
Chick-fil-A. At 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock in the morning. With a smile on it.
And I'm like,
my pleasure.
My pleasure. How much they paying them?
I don't know.
You know what? Maybe they give them free food. That gotta be it.
Even if they get, they
you know
still ain't gonna make me that shit.
That chicken good. I don't know.
That shit, bro.
That
happened like. Everybody don't be liking their job sometimes.
I haven't.
But them people, they put that face on real good.
That is very interesting. So your theory is they
brainwashed them.
So they have a
orientation. They watch a video. That video brainwash them.
Orientation. I hear you. They got a video. Bring them in. And you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because when I went to Chick-fil-A a couple days ago to get my lunch, they had a big banner that said recruiting. Recruiting,
baby. Like the Army, baby.
Words have meanings.
Like the Army.
You know what I'm saying? Case closed?
Case closed. My pleasure.
What's going on, man? No wonder they acting like that. They brainwashed stuff in there.
I'm just saying how I see it, man. But that chicken, that shit be on point. They got the best spicy chicken sandwich ever.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to try that. I always get that spicy Southwest salad. I'm going to have to try the sandwich, though.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
Wow.
Get that pepper jack cheese.
You know what?
With a little mayo and some, what's that sauce is? Polynesian
because they got
sauce?
A lot of them. Shout out to Chick-fil-A, man. Y'all know how to do sauces. There's a guy that comes in the shop sometimes. He worked at Chick-fil-A. And one day, Carl was like,
my pleasure.
What he asked something about the salads, like which salad do I like better or something he said. And I said that I like Zaxby's salad better. Dude almost jumped out the chair in mid-haircut.
I ain't gonna lie.
What? You like Zaxby's?
I ain't gonna lie. I like Zaxby's salads better than Chick-fil-A salads.
I'm telling you, they bigger.
Because you know what? Yeah, I was just about to say, because you know why? They bigger.
It ain't even a taste thing. It's just the fact that they so big.
Bigger.
Them things
they trade. That to-go tray be about like that. That Zaxby's, that Chick-fil-A be like that.
Yeah.
About the size of this mic, right?
And don't mess around and be at the Zaxby's that I go to with this tall Spanish dude. If he working, because he heavy-handed. I'm talking about like heavy-handed.
Your salad going to be fucked up by the time you get it.
No, I don't mean like that. That's a good one. I don't mean like that, though. He's heavy-handed to the point where he just grabs so much of everything. So you getting everything.
Oh, he just gonna...
you got to carry that salad with two hands.
Oh, you get two trays. That's how big that salad is.
I be like, shouts out to you.
He put two trays together for you, baby.
I'm telling you, man.
You get the deluxe salad.
Yeah.
With extra lettuce, everything.
For the same price.
For that $7.99 price.
Man, you been watching the NBA?
Nah, you don't watch it to playoffs.
Right. Well, you know you.
But my young team, they doing all right.
You done missed a few things.
Oh, I ain't missed that. I heard about that though.
You already know what I'm talking about, huh?
Yeah, you talking about Rondo from Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, you saw that, huh?
Yeah.
Now hold on. What you talking about? Young boys. What team you talking about?
The Atlanta Hawks.
Okay, yeah. Shouts out.
They doing decent.
Mm-hmm.
They young, so they got
some potential though.
They got some potential.
I like where we going.
Yeah. Can't get no worse than where we already at.
And can't go nowhere but up.
Exactly.
But yeah, Rondo.
If we can get one more superstar that ain't old.
Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed. It could happen.
We good.
It could happen. So Rondo, man, what's your thoughts on that? For anybody who out there who may not know, living under a rock right next door to me, there was a small scuffle in the game between the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers between Rajon Rondo and Chris Paul.
And my boy.
CP3. Now, I must say that there is some, previous, I don't want to say beef, but they got tension. They've had tension for a while between each other. I just want to know, because I have a theory on why they have tension, but I just want to know your thoughts on, do you think, because a lot of people are back and forth, did he spit on him on purpose, or was it an accident? Because we saw spit come out. It definitely came out. For anybody
was he talking to him? Because they didn't see the game.
Okay, well, for anybody out there who didn't see it, it was after a foul call. There were, sometimes fouls, people argue, blah, 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 so people was getting in each other's faces, right? Trying to, bark, doing a big boy bark. And Chris Paul and Rondo were arguing with each other, and the camera showed a little bit of spit coming out of Rondo's mouth. Chris Paul hit one of these numbers like that, and then he started poking his fingers in Rondo's face. Rondo took a swing. Actually, he swung with the left. But it was from an angle where you couldn't really tell it. A lot of people say it was on purpose, and I can see why they say that. But then on top of that, Rondo has released a statement saying that it wasn't on purpose, and he also gave reasons why it wasn't on purpose. Like he offered up his body language, like he was standing with his hands on his hips. If you spit on a person, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna have your hands on your hips because you know something's about to go down. You ain't just gonna spit on a grown man and have your hands on your hips.
Yeah, you know.
You're gonna be ready for whatever.
But
But at the same time, a guy in the shop brought up a great point, which I must say. In basketball, a lot of times, guys will go far just to get you ejected out the game. So maybe he was ready to take that hit just to get Chris Paul ejected, because it's almost like he did it in a way where he didn't want people to see it.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, because, with Rondo history...
He has a history.
In the NBA, he's a slick motherfucker.
Ain't nothing out slick to can of oil.
Yeah, and
in
my opinion, I don't know, because I ain't really watched it, so I don't know. Seen the film, I just heard, it was a scrapple. But it's Rondo. I ain't sleeping on Rondo.
You ain't sleeping on Rondo?
No, he probably did it intentionally. Made like the boy, like dude said. So I mean, possibility, you know what I'm saying, could have did that just to ease the game up.
Yeah, because it was close at that moment.
And he already don't like him, so.
So you're saying that if somebody comes to you out of the blue, when you were 2, no, I'm not playing. Not when you were 2.
Rhyming again.
But if somebody just came to you out of the blue, when you were 2, no, just like, and said, JT, Rajon Rondo just spit on somebody, you're saying that you wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
When we start rocking like Skip.
Well, he be rocking on it. What's wrong with him?
I wouldn't be surprised.
What's his name? Skip Bayless? What's wrong with you, Skip? Why you got to rock so much?
I don't know.
Goodness.
Anyway. Getting under his skin. He'd be like, this black dude, I take. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised, man. It's Rondo, and with his history and attitudes and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised if he did spit on somebody.
My theory is, I think Rondo has a little bit of jealousy of Chris Paul. And the reason why I say that...
Why? Because it's Chris Paul? One of the best point guards I know?
Well, it has been an argument for years that, the type of point guard Chris Paul is, right? He's that pure playmaker, you know what I'm saying, floor general.
Leader.
Got some good defense, good offense, all that. So, when you look at Rondo, as far as...
he got that layup?
Well, no, he got a lot more than that. He's a similar...
He got a ring.
Yeah,
definitely. Shouldn't be jealous.
He said, but let me get into my point. You tell me. He got a similar play style of Chris Paul. He can't do a lot of things that Chris Paul can do, but when it comes down to it, if you can't get Chris Paul, your next best bet is to get Rondo if you're looking for that type of player. There's no other point guard in the league who's going to give you...
He should have stayed in the...
Hold on. Calm down.
Go ahead.
Calm down. All right. So, if anybody else, like I was saying, if anybody else is that type of player, it's Rajon Rondo, right? Now, the difference is, and this is where the theory comes in. If you're Rajon Rondo your whole career, and all you've done is listen to people talk about Chris Paul being a pure point guard, that creates a little bit of a feeling in your heart, especially when you're the one with the ring. You see what I'm saying? Chris Paul has gotten paid more over the course of his career. In my opinion, he's do it because he puts up better numbers. But at the same time, you could make an argument that he was in a different system. So he was kind of groomed to put up those numbers. You know what I'm saying? You could say that. I'm not saying that, but that could be said. You know what I'm saying? So looking at it from Rondo's perspective, I want a ring. I've done everything this man has done except, maybe be a pure shooter. Other than that, I'm everything else he is. In Rondo's eyes. Because you got to know Rondo feels this way. He don't feel like Chris Paul is better than him. Yeah. If you go to Rajon Rondo right now, he'll tell you he's better than Chris Paul. You feel me? I would hope so. Any athlete would say that. So in his mindset, he looking at Chris Paul make all the money, get all of the acclaim for doing the same thing that he do, and he got the ring. They're gonna make you feel away.
Yeah, it would.
You know what I'm saying? From his perspective, not ours. We don't necessarily.
But they also go back to the league looking at you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they know you have a reputation.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like with T.O. and Chad.
But you know,
they
he don't see that.
Huh?
He don't see that.
Yeah, they don't see that as an athlete. You don't see that, but the
Des
league
Bryant, you can't tell Des Bryant nothing right now.
Yeah, you know, and you see where he at.
Yeah. So,
receivers go down every day, B.
That's my whole thing. I think that he feels like he has been overlooked because of Chris Paul, and I think he just doesn't like him for that reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good reason. So I won't argue with you on that. That's a good reason.
If that's the case, I would say that Rondo, man, you just got to get off your high horse and man, and just drive on, man, because you're not Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Even though you got the ring, you're not Chris Paul, man. It is what it is. Falcons showing hope.
Yeah, man. Tough game this weekend, though.
Thought the season was over. Who we got?
Redskins.
Oh, yeah. And they rolling right now.
Alex Smith to AP, and AP is running through people.
Yeah, I saw that. We'll see what happens.
He's running, but he's fumbling.
I thought they were over with, but they're not, so that's good.
We still in.
Still in the thing.
We still in the thing. We can squeeze in a little bit.
Le'Veon Bell still ain't back.
Yeah, he ain't coming back.
That's what it's looking like.
The season almost over.
Right. I was like, when he supposed to be back a couple weeks ago?
He supposed to be back on bye week.
So what's up? What's your thoughts?
With that?
With our NFL inside reporter, JT Money.
Thank you, Joe. My thoughts on that nigga won't get paid like the number one running back.
He want it, and he really, really means it. He ain't just saying that shit.
He's not trying to get on that. He's not trying to play it down on that, what's it called, franchise tag.
That's crazy. I respect that.
And I don't blame him.
I respect the hell out of it.
I respect that shit.
Because I never would have held out this long. I'd have gave in weeks ago.
Yeah. I would have gave in week 3.
Shouts out to you, Le'Veon Bell.
Damn, my money.
That's how you know
But he's serious about it. And,
he's serious.
And I don't blame him because this is second time being franchise. Well, yeah, for second time being franchise tag. And then they don't want to pay him.
At some point, it becomes a slap in the face.
Yeah,
it's like y'all gonna give me that shit again.
Exactly.
Don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining.
Exactly. You see, just like with Kirk Cousins bounced.
Yeah. We'll give you the franchise tag every year. Ain't no future in that.
They gave him twice. And he bounced.
I mean, he really...
Now he's getting paid like a starting quarterback.
Yeah. That's just mind-blowing to me how serious he is about that money, because a lot of people, as humans, man, we talk shit all the time, about what we would do, what we wouldn't do if we was in a certain situation. Oh, I wouldn't let them do me like that. But then, yeah, right, because if you get put in that position, you'd be the first one signing the contract. And so it's just refreshing and respectable to see dudes, know their worth and hold out. Like Ice Cube. Remember, he didn't sign that contract because he knew.
Because he knew they was getting screwed.
Le'Veon Bell. He $800,000 a game he giving up on. Shout out to his money managing skills, because first of all, let's not even let this go off our heads. To be able to give up $800,000 a game means you've managed your money very well. Because if you broke, you're not giving up $800,000 a game.
That's why half of them sign.
Half of who?
Having people to get.
Oh yeah, because they done ran through their money.
They need that money.
They need that money. This man said, "I'm good.
I'm good." He passed it up on money
every week, $800K every week.
Right there. And I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at him either,
because he should get paid like the number one running back in the league. He is.
Yeah, I agree.
Hands down.
I wish we could bring him to Atlanta.
If we could, we would.
We wouldn't.
No, we wouldn't.
Too busy giving Matt Ryan all the money.
All the money.
But we looking like
I know I'm going to be having me a new NFL team probably in the next couple of years.
Don't do it like that.
Wherever Julio go, I go.
You going to go with Tampa Bay? They having some QB situations
wherever Julio go.
So what if you go to Tampa Bay?
I'm going to be a Tampa Bay fan.
They back and forth with their quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What's going on down there?
Well, this is where they fucked up at. Since we're on football, this is where they fucked up at.
Right.
They went with the cold hand and not keeping the hot hand in.
Yeah, I agree.
Because He's the franchise quarterback.
I agree.
When I ain't gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened with Alex Smith
When
he was in 49ers.
okay.
They went with Cap
Mm-hmm.
because Cap was the hot hand.
So they kept Cap in when Alex Smith came back.
Yep.
How long
Cap,
was it?
Alex Smith was out for concussion.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a serious concussion, and he was out for like probably like good 4 games.
Okay. Same
But
situation.
Kaepernick was on the road. They was
kept
winning
the hot hand
games.
in. Next thing you know, they're in the Super Bowl.
In the Super Bowl.
Got a new starting quarterback. They shipped Alex Smith on up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay dropped the ball.
Not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Alex still had it though.
Yeah.
He's still balling.
Apparently, because if he did all that with KC, now he's doing it with Washington. Apparently, he was still good back then.
Yeah.
So they took a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So Kaepernick must have been really hot.
Yeah.
Wow. I have to go back and look at some of that film. Now they don't want to get a boy a job. Like, that shit don't go nowhere.
But
He might not have been showing it that last year he was playing, but that talent in there somewhere.
But you can't give up on the hot end.
Yeah,
You got to
can't do
ride
it.
with it.
Especially when you're in a casino.
Mm-hmm.
So if it works in a
know.
casino.
You know.
Hot hand, you just can't give up on it, man. I remember Nate got hot one night. We was in a casino out in Vegas. He got stupid hot, man. I never seen no shit like that. Like, only in movies.
Mm-hmm.
But his problem was he was scared.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me. That was y'all first time in Vegas?
No,
Well,
that was his first time. Yeah.
His first time going to Vegas.
Take it as a lesson, people. If you don't take nothing else from it, take this. If you hot, ride the wave.
You got to ride it.
Especially when you are playing with house money. He was playing with house money. He was already up a lot of money. So it's like I remember yelling at him like I was his daddy. And it was just passion inside of me because I'm like, you leaving all this money on the table. It was to the point where people around the table, because people was making side bets. It was to the point, and the table was full. So it was hot. Mm-hmm. It was to the point where the people are making the side bets were making more money off of him than he was. One girl throwing him $50 chips. Every time he bring a point back, she throwing him $50 chips because he making her. Ain't no telling how much he making her if she throwing him 50.
Yeah.
Can't imagine what he's making her. But he got $10 on the line. He betting on himself because he's scared. I'm like, Nate, I'm yelling at him. You already done won. Use the money that you won. He finally listened to me, and he was able to make a lot more. But he left a lot of money on the table because it took him so long to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? So
but that's a problem.
They did not like it.
So hopefully he can bounce back with I forgot dude's name.
Fitzpatrick. Let me ask you this.
But
right now, as it looks today, if the Super Bowl is tomorrow, who's playing in it?
Not Jacksonville, Nate.
Yeah, you're right about that.
As of today,
yeah.
Who will be playing in it?
Mm-hmm. So by you taking this long to think, it's obviously not the obvious choice.
Nah.
It's not the Rams and the Chiefs.
Nah.
Okay.
Well, I can say the Chiefs, but I want to give
the
the
Rams.
Chiefs. I want to give it to the Chiefs.
But
I'll put them in the run. They might be runner up.
But when I say as of right now is take the two best teams. Who you look at the way they're looking today. Who do
offensively, the Chiefs are hot.
Mm-hmm. The hottest.
The hottest.
But
at the same time, though, they got beat by one of the best. And I don't think they should have got beat by them.
Who? Patriots?
Patriots.
Right. So you going with the Patriots then?
Yeah, I would have to go to the Patriots because I feel like the Patriots
will beat them in the AFC Championship.
Will beat them in the AFC Championship.
What about the NFC?
NFC, as of right now, if they get to lead back, though, they beat
the Rams?
Yeah. They can get him back.
See him going undefeated the whole season?
Nah, they going to lose at least one.
Okay.
They might lose two.
Okay.
Ain't nobody never going to win. Well, I take that back. They did. New England went.
Yeah, and another team
and the
did.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
The 86 Dolphins.
So we got an interesting, some interesting
I don't know.
games.
The Rams, I feel like they'll get upset.
By somebody, meaning lose to somebody we don't expect them to lose to? Upset? Or?
In the playoffs, yeah.
So you don't see them going to the Super Bowl then?
No. I don't never see no, teams.
So who do you just said the Rams?
But as right now,
You're right.
Overall right now, yeah, it'd be the Rams and Kansas City. They two of the hottest teams.
You
right now,
back and forth, man. You giving all these different answers, man.
Because you saying as of right now, looking at it as of right now,
yes,
who I would pick.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I would pick them because of how they playing in overall. But as in going in, if playoffs and going into a Super Bowl with matchups, I would say the Kansas City Chiefs will probably play New England. And New England will beat them.
I'm not understanding. You're saying two different things, I think.
No.
I think Chiefs and the Rams. That's my pick.
As of right now.
Yeah.
Looking at, if they was playoff right now, going into the Super Bowl, it would be them. But I'm saying, overall, schedule-wise, and then going into the wild cards and playoffs, I don't see neither one of them making it.
To the Super Bowl?
To the Super Bowl.
So who do you see making it?
I see New England for the AFC. NFC is gonna be somebody that unsurprisingly gonna make it, like the Eagles did last year.
So who?
I don't know, cause I really don't think nobody's better.
But not the Rams though.
Yeah.
You don't think nobody better than who?
I don't think nobody's overall playing better than the Rams is right now.
So how's somebody gonna beat them?
Because somebody always beat the top dog in the NFC.
Okay.
The Eagles didn't even supposed to make the Super Bowl last year. Right. They was the underdogs.
Right.
In all their matches. They didn't supposed to beat the Falcons. They didn't supposed to be the Minnesota. It was Minnesota? No, New Orleans.
Well, eventually Minnesota.
No, it was Minnesota. They ain't supposed to beat them.
But they played somebody before Minnesota, right? Or did they have a bye week that first week?
First week they had a bye because we played the Rams wild card.
I don't remember. My mind ain't that good.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, I don't know. I would say Minnesota, but they still shaky right now, man. They need to develop a run game to help out their passing.
Man, you want to know something crazy, man? Remember that post that I posted a while ago that I showed you? It might have even been last time we shot an episode, man. The post where the dude had the dye in his hair and the lady was laughing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because you was like, you posted it? And I was like, yeah. Remember she was wheezing. She had to wheeze like she
yeah. The forehead.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's dye. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's probably dye.
It looked like he probably had he had it in his hair and then he put the do-rag on. But maybe it leaked down or something. And it was just
like he did
all over his on purpose?
Yeah. Like Big Boy did in the little comedy thing he did with the
but he was doing that as a joke.
Yeah, he did that on purpose.
That's sick. If he did that on purpose, I need to move to a new planet. I cannot live on a planet where somebody purposely looks like that in public. I refuse. I'm moving. Anyways, the reason why I brought that up is because I posted that video 2 weeks ago. Right, and that shit has been shared so much. Like, it got to the point where my phone would be buzzing in the middle of the night. I had to turn the notifications off because I got so aggravated. And sometimes people were saying some funny shit because it was getting a lot of comments, too. And, what happened is every time somebody shared it, more people would see it. Then they share it, more people would see it. I think it ended up getting to 90,000 views.
Damn.
Yeah. So imagine how many comments. And every day I'm waking up, right? This the fucked up part. Well, for the first couple of days, I'm waking up. I'm like, damn, my Facebook. Hey, who? Because I'm not used to having a whole bunch of notifications on Facebook. So I wake up in the morning, I see it. I'm like, dang, somebody blew me up. And then I look at it. It's a whole bunch of people talking about the damn video. All night.
That laugh was hilarious.
That laugh, we need to find her, man. Sir. Have you seen that video, Sean? No. That shit, I need to find her.
That shit was funny.
Yes, it was. What you got for us this week, man? You got anything for us this week?
Yeah, I got one of the
hot take of the week.
Hot take of the week. Bill Cosby
Sir.
went to jail, right?
Yeah, he did.
And
Right.
he went to jail for it, right?
Right, we know.
So we got another person going to jail for the same
crazy.
stuff.
Bill Cosby is literally in jail right now. That's crazy saying that out loud. Hold your head, Bill.
Hold your head.
William.
P.O.P. hold it down, cuz. But anyway, we got another star going to jail for the same thing, assault and rape charge. Actor from Super Fly, Mr. Walker. I don't know how you say his first name. Akeelia Walker. I want to say it's the dude that played Super Fly, to be honest.
But the movie?
Yeah.
The one that just came out?
Yeah.
Okay, so the main character, you saying?
I think it is. It looked like him.
Let me see.
It looked like him.
Oh no, that's the.
I ain't seen the movie.
That's the one he was beefing with. Yeah, I saw. Okay. I saw the first half of the movie. That's.
Hold on, how you see the first half?
Because it was trash. I stopped watching. It was like watching Love and Hip Hop.
Watch the bootleg.
No, I'm not saying the quality was trash. I'm saying acting.
Online.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So my thing is he gotta be smart. He just know Bill Cosby. He went to jail. So
no, I'm saying what in the.
He was charged with sexual assault.
Who's charged? Like who? What girl?
They don't say the girl's name. Or a 23-year-old was charged. They don't say who it was.
So just say he raped somebody, but it don't say who's saying it or.
Yeah. Walker was arrested.
It's terrible, man.
Ooh, that's a big ass bill. You see that bill price?
It's $1 million. Damn, what the hell? You sure that's right?
That's what they said.
Man, so 9 felony sexual assault charges. That's terrible, man.
But yeah, they don't say who it was, though. They just says woman. A woman who helped his career. That was it.
It's crazy.
But yeah, but the thing is, like, I know he's young.
Mm-hmm.
He should have learned from Bill.
Man, them young niggas ain't paying attention to Bill.
They ain't playing about this shit.
They
for
not.
us black people.
They not, and that's the thing.
For us black people.
But you know, just as well as I do, when you young, the thing is, it's a different level of life because they getting some money.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine you 22, you've been in a big movie, you got some money, got women all on you. You ain't trying to listen to them.
Apparently, it ain't a big movie.
You doing what you want to do.
You only watched
I said
the first 2 seconds.
I said it was a big movie. I didn't say it was good. Big and good is different. That was a big movie.
Okay.
But it was trash in my opinion. A lot of people liked it though.
I ain't never heard nothing about it.
I'm into different things.
You the first person that actually gave me an opinion on that.
I've heard so many people, they love it. They love the ratchetness of it.
That don't surprise
That's what I'm saying. It's common for people to like it. I just
probably young.
Not all of them. Walt liked it. He ain't young.
Walt
That's the reason why I watched it, because he was like, you gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it.
Hey, but Walt do won't be watching that Love and Hip Hop shit though.
Huh?
Walt do watch that Love and Hip Hop shit.
Okay, a lot of people do. That's my whole point. A lot of people like that stuff. So it was a big movie. They made some money off of it. So, dude's feeling himself. He don't care nothing about no logic, or he do what he want to do. Something seems like to me anyway.
But the Me Too era is strong right now.
Mm-hmm.
They trying to get anybody and everybody.
Yeah, I think a lot of women are. It's unfortunate because you got a lot of women doing it for the wrong reasons, and then you got a lot of women doing it for the right reasons. But the problem is, we don't know who's who.
There's the difference.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem.
So they get that under control, this thing gonna keep going on because you got a lot of people out here who just trying to take advantage of a movement.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got some people out here who really been through some shit, and for them, I feel like they should get everything that they need to help them cope with that situation, because I can only imagine what that must be like as a woman to deal with something like that. So that's them, but then you got a lot of other people out there smearing it by just some dude didn't want to, he kicked you out after y'all had sex, or maybe y'all didn't have sex, but he didn't buy you something or something like that. Like, you got a lot of sick stuff going on out here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with anything, man. Just like the boy who cried wolf. I mean, no matter where you go, you're always going to have people who are going to try to take advantage of the system to the point where it ruins it for people who really need it. And that's ugly. That's what's going on in the government. They're cutting back on government assistance and all that because people are taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on in that situation, man, I hope that girl, I hope she's all right. That's ugly.
Yeah.
I ain't feeling it. Counts that might be different people. I don't know. But anyways.
It might be definitely that bill there.
That's terrible, man. That dude need to chill out, man. He need to sit down. Matter of fact, he right where he need to be at because obviously he don't have no control of himself. So, anyways,
hey man.
No.
No, go ahead with your hot take. I mean, idiot of the week. I know you got one.
You sure? You ain't gonna forget what you was gonna say?
Nah, I'm not gonna forget it. We're gonna get in with that one.
All right. Well, idiot of the week. This week we have last week we had a great topic. You remember what we talked about last week?
What we done?
I figured out the dude's name, Pusha.
Durham. Yeah, Durham.
Yeah.
Durham, man.
So we got another
Ding Dong Davis.
We got another situation.
He's still
not with him, but I mean it's similar in that it involves some alcohol. And it's also local. Can you believe that? We got a local story coming out of Cobb County, Georgia. What? Get the fuck out of here. No, I cannot. Yeah, we got a lady out of Cobb County, Georgia, local to yours truly and JT. Lady lives here. Her name is, let's see what her name is. Christina Gibson. Shouts out to you, Christina Gibson. Somebody might know her. She's right here in Cobb County.
Yeah.
So whoever knows her, shouts out to her. But anyways, this lady, guess she was having an interesting week or interesting day or whatever. Things were going a certain way in her life that made her feel like she needed a drink.
Mm-hmm.
So
a little mommy juice.
Little mommy juice. She's definitely a mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So sometimes things can get, kind of hectic. So I understand people need a drink. I need a drink every now and then, so it is what it is. The only thing is, this particular lady, Christina Gibson from Cobb County, decided to take her 5-year-old son to the movie theater for a movie. Nice afternoon at the movies, which is pretty normal. Moms do that all the time with their kids.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? But things get interesting when we talk about the decision that she tried to make, or that she made. She decided that while she was going to go to the movies, like I say, for whatever reason was going on in her life, she decided to take some alcohol with her. Now,
she could have went to AMC to get the alcohol and paid for it.
So I was going to say, you don't necessarily have to bring alcohol with you to the movies because
good try.
A lot of theaters nowadays have a bar. They will sell you alcohol, in a modest or a moderate amount. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But when you with your 5-year-old, you may not want to,
you really don't need to be drinking
any liquor anyways. You know what I'm saying? But
focus.
That's here nor there, especially because you got to drive home. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Christina decided to forego that information. She didn't want to buy her drink from the movie theater. She wanted to bring her own, like many of us do. Oh, well, not with drinks, but a lot of us bring food to the movie theater. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I've brought my own snacks before. What about you, JT?
Yeah.
So, but this lady, not only did she bring her own snacks, she brought her own drink. And she decided...
You better be a big bottle, too.
It's funny that you said that. She didn't have it in a bottle. She actually decided to put it in her child sippy cup. Yeah. Straight liquor, straight vodka in the sippy cup. No chaser. I guess she figured since it was a sippy cup, she would sip it. Maybe she thought that she wouldn't, it wouldn't be too much because it's a sippy cup.
What were you thinking?
I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out the thought process. But anyways, as she's watching the movie, she's sipping on her liquor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, she decides to take a pill. Now, the pill she decided to take was a muscle depressant or nerve depressant, something like that. But it was basically...
she's trying to overdose.
Well, not necessarily overdose, but she's trying to really, really relax. Because these pills are what they give people who have, pain to get them to, relax so they can go to sleep at night without having to deal with the pain.
But the thing is... not drive a motor vehicle.
That's funny that you mentioned that because a lot of those pills are that powerful where they tell you you're not supposed to drive after you take it. Matter of fact, they'll say you're not supposed to operate heavy machinery. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if you can't operate heavy machinery, you might not need to be doing this while you're out with your kid. Especially if you're also deciding to drink straight liquor.
You don't supposed to mix neither one of them.
You say it on the bottle. But anyways, so she decides to drink this liquor, and she popped her pill in the movie theater with her 5-year-old son. Things got interesting, though.
She couldn't do that in the house.
She could have. I think she could have. I don't know, but I would assume.
Put it on YouTube or something. Find something.
So after she
anyway
pops her pill, she takes a few more drinks, and next thing you know, the pill kicks in. It mixes with the alcohol, and she gets to a point where she can't move. Mm-hmm. Okay? So she's sitting in the movie theater, can't move. Unfortunately, that is the time when her 5-year-old son decided to start having a temper tantrum. And he started crying very loud. So loud that it would ruin the movie, as you would assume. Ruin the movie for the other people in the theater. Mm-hmm. So they started to complain. But like I said, old Christina fucked up. She can't move. She can't even tell her child to be quiet. She can't console him. She can't rub his head, rub his neck. Because she's fucked up.
Probably couldn't even move her arm.
She couldn't. Right?
Nothing.
So she's just sitting there, fucked
laying
up. Laying there, fucked up. Child crying. Because kids know what's up. He looking at his mama like, why my mama look like this? Something ain't right.
That's probably why he was yelling.
That's probably why he was yelling. So people complained. Staff came. They realized she was fucked up. Smelled the liquor. Called the police. She ended up going to jail.
Even worse.
Idiot.
Probably went to Regal, too.
Let me see. Why Regal?
Because it ain't got no alcohol in that one.
It was at the Merchants Walk Cinema on Johnson's Ferry Road. You've heard, you know that area?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if they have liquor or anything, but 5 o'clock in the evening. 5 o'clock in the evening.
She deserves that.
You drinking straight vodka and popping depressants with your 5-year-old child.
She couldn't just pop a movie in at the house.
Lady, you better go up to the Red Box, get one of them animated movies out of there, throw it on the DVD player, go in your room, and have a fucking blast. For 2 hours, because then the movie be over. But why go to the theater and do all this?
Right.
Because she's an idiot.
Yeah. Big ass idiot. That's worse than a pooch.
Yeah, it is. It is. Sad, ain't it? The vodka wasn't enough. You had to pop a pill, too. Like, how fucked up do you really want to get? And it's funny you said that. You have a picture of her right here.
Yeah, she looked like she was on it.
That's old Christina Gibson right there.
Yeah, she looked like she was on it. She looked like she was on it.
Poor thing. But yeah, and that's the cup. You see how much liquor's in there?
That's the actual cup?
Yeah.
Man, that's more than a shot. That's a double.
Way more than a shot.
That's more than a double shot.
That is a sippy cup, the average size sippy cup for anybody out there who knows what a sippy cup size is. And she has drank maybe 20% of it. So it's still 80% left in the cup. So she really could have got even more fucked up, honestly. Mm-hmm. But hey, what? It's just stupid. That much liquor to go to the movies. Anyways. That's my idiot, though. What, you say you had a...
Yeah, I was going to ask you about...
Something you want to close it out with? Close the door?
I just wanted to ask you about your thoughts on Jermaine Dupri.
With
the Super Bowl thing.
Got to be more elaborate. I don't know what you're talking
about. He made a comment about the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And how people...
What did he say?
About the Super Bowl and how a lot of the mainstream artists are declining, like the Jay-Z's and Rihanna.
Right.
And stuff like that. I know you've seen the
So he said...
You commented on it.
But you just said he said...
I want to know what your thoughts was on what he had talked about.
Of him saying what we already know? That they turned it down?
Yeah. Or why people shouldn't turn it down. They should honor it and do it. Because, the reason why people are turning it down is because they are going with the protest of, with Kaepernick
mm-hmm.
and stuff like that.
So he's saying they shouldn't side with Kaepernick and go ahead and do the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because it's an honor to do the Super Bowl halftime.
What?
Something like that, I think he's saying.
Man,
let me double look.
That's crazy. It's an honor under any other circumstances, but under these circumstances, I wouldn't say it's an honor, especially when you already are world renowned, like Rihanna and Jay-Z is. Like, you don't need. Jay-Z said it best, man. You need me, I don't need you, and it's that simple. Yeah. He don't. The Super Bowl needs him more than he needs them. It's the same thing with Rihanna.
He's pretty much saying nobody's paying attention to the boycott or protests.
Nobody's paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
So since
that's why he feeling that people should do the Super Bowl because it's not a big factor for people to be protesting or listening to the protest and go boycotting now.
I don't understand. It's not a big factor?
Yeah.
What is it?
Let me see.
What's not a big factor?
He feels like the thoughts of nobody's really listening or paying enough attention to the boycott. And the platform is more valuable than that. The platform of being an artist at the Super Bowl is more valuable than
boycotting.
I
don't agree. That's the problem with society. That's the problem right there. Yeah. People rather make money than stand up for what's right. No, I don't agree. Turn that shit down. Especially, like I said, that's Rihanna we talking about. Fuck the Super Bowl. Her average concert is the Super Bowl.
What you said.
The fuck? No. Jermaine Dupri gonna sit down somewhere.
Yeah, when I seen it, I didn't really understand where he was going with it. Because I was like, well, if an artist don't feel like it and they standing behind somebody, how is that a bigger platform? You know, I mean, like a platform. I mean, it is a big platform, you know, performing at the halftime. Mm-hmm. But if they're not agreeing with the NFL and the situation of, you know, the kneeling and everything, mm-hmm. why would they perform at that platform? You know what I'm saying?
Jermaine Dupri he probably want them to call him. You know what I'm saying?
He don't even sing a rap.
He got plenty of songs.
He got it, but
he got plenty of hits that he's rapped on that he could go up there and perform. And that's the way he's thinking, I'm sure.
If anybody, I would want to see.
And honestly, let's not disrespect Jermaine Dupri, man. Like, he is the reason why he is one of the reasons why Atlanta is so hot.
Yeah, definitely agree on that.
So, yeah, he probably feel like they should have called him, and he probably wants that look because his money ain't rolling like it used to.
I ain't gonna lie, though. They should have got Outcast.
There's a lot of people they should have got. But the thing is, they have a certain
persona.
Yeah, a certain persona or a certain.
That's what I got from it when they got.
It's not about who was popular in that city or who's made good music in that city.
What they looking for.
The Super Bowl is being watched by the world, so they want to put an artist up there that everybody can relate to, not just Atlanta. It ain't just Atlanta at the game. It ain't just Atlanta watching the game. It's the biggest sporting event in the world.
Real.
Well, not in the world, but is the Super Bowl bigger than the World Cup? In World Series?
No. It's bigger. I think it's bigger than the World Series.
Yeah.
It's definitely bigger than the World Series. Shout out to Boston.
Maybe not the World Cup.
But the World Cup, I don't think so.
You want me to tell you how not big the NBA Finals is? Or was? You know how, like, the Super Bowl is huge.
It's so predictable.
Well, no, I don't mean like that.
Was.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that Super Bowl is big. You know, it's like one of the biggest events.
Everybody watching the commercials and all that.
Like people, you know, it's one of the biggest events, right? But the NBA Finals is nothing like that. Even though it's the championship of a professional league, people ain't studying the NBA Finals like they watch the Super Bowl. And I just thought that was crazy. Interesting.
Then why?
You said then why?
Why is not like that?
Well, it's probably a few reasons. One, you know, football is more violent, so I think people like it more for that. And then also, there's only one game. And I think that makes it very much more important.
I think that's the reason why.
It's multiple reasons.
I don't think that's
because why. I'm gonna tell you why it's the violence thing is because that's why people like football. And if you notice, the numbers have been declining over the years because the rules are changing.
The rules change. Yeah.
The game is getting softer. People don't want to watch that. They want them hits. That's why football became so popular so fast because it was so violent. Boxing was, you know, before football it was boxing. What's the things that they share? They both violent. Mm-hmm. Golf ain't never been the biggest sport. Tennis ain't never been the biggest sport. It's always been something violent. You see what I'm saying? And the more they take that violence out of it.
That's why USC is so popular.
That shit grew fast. UFC just got invented, 10 years ago? That league?
Yeah, probably.
It ain't been around since the NFL, NBA, and all that shit. That shit just came out in the 2000s. And it's one of the biggest, they getting, what they get for that fight? Hundreds of millions. So, people like violence, man. And I get it.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
Nah, man, I'm good. My butt's starting to hurt.
Hey, pause.
Hey, man.
That did not sound right. This has been another episode of the More Life Podcast. Let's get on
the
about
get our
that.
rolling chairs back.
I forgot all about that rolling chair. Sure. But yeah, episode 21, man.
21.
It's been your host, Mr. Wynn, with the most co-host over here. We getting lazy.
JT Money with no money.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Yeah. Shout out to all the people that are listening and watching.
Shouts out to you. Appreciate
sharing and continue to share.
We love you.
Describe and all that good stuff.
Leave you with something a wise man once told me before we get out of here.
Wrap it up.
If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. We out this bitch. Peace.